Our next speaker will be Stephen Santana, class of 2006. Stephen is the Associate Professor of Engineering and the current holder of the Joseph B. Platt Chair in Effective Teaching. Stephen is also the Director of the Engineering Clinic, and today he will speak to us about this signature college initiative, the Clinic program, which is a cornerstone of our curriculum that has pioneered collaboration between higher education and industry while providing rich experiential learning opportunities for our students. Stephen.
So David and Harriet did a great job of setting me up. They basically made all my talking points for me, so I should probably just walk away and save you all some time. But, you know, I'll make you suffer through this for a little bit longer. So I'm going to start with telling you a story of a clinic team from this past year. It was a clinic team that had a team of students that were charged with creating a new technology to safely and quickly cannulate a patient, that is to connect them to a heart-lung machine at a moment of really critical crisis in their life. The students started with this problem. They didn't have a clear path forward, and they had to rely on their training to develop conceptual designs, really starting from nothing, and go through and prototype and test and do this on repeat to come up with a meaningful solution. In the end, they designed a novel system that was capable of rapid and assisted cannulation with the potential to save loved ones and to extend their health spans, to create more opportunities for joy and connection. I mean, some of the things that we heard earlier was that the whole benefit of work, the whole purpose of work, is to create connections for humans. And by this simple mechanical device, the student team was doing that on a one-by-one basis. And then, of course, that scales over the number of people who need this life-saving approach. Now, the next steps of this project continue in this academic year with some new challenges. And unfortunately, I can't tell you about the specific details of the work today, but of course, I do encourage you to come see what their work is about in Projects Day 2026. So please show up, talk to the team. In projects through the Clinic program, like this one, Mudders come to their work equipped to rise to the challenge and really create better futures for the people that they're working to serve.
The Clinic program has really prepared me for being more confident in different work environments.
The Clinic program is a really great opportunity to collaborate with my peers and also work on a project that we can see like the meaningful impact of our work.
And these are just a couple of the great students who got to contribute to the work on this project. I'll be calling on help from a couple of my colleagues and friends that I've asked to record some videos about their experiences in Clinic. So at Mudd, we're known for being a place of deep technical challenge, where Mudders routinely accomplish feats through creativity, through ingenuity, through collaboration, and importantly here, grit. Our amazing community of students accomplishes phenomenal feats through the Clinic program, and they do it together with a community of support. Wonderful staff and faculty and classmates who intentionally choose to be here because of their love of knowledge, of design, of science, of course, engineering, I've got to mention that, and most importantly of all, because of their commitment to mentoring and equipping undergraduates through a culture of insanely high expectations, but one that is imbued with high support through deep relationships, and that's really what we're all about. Beyond this, we deliberately seek out technical leaders to sponsor Clinic projects who are committed to these same things. They want really excellent work. They want to collaborate with us, with our students, but they're equally committed to the professional development of the students with whom they work. And this is important because the students need to see examples, hear perspectives, hear opinions about how to lead projects, how to lead work, how to lead organizations, how to lead people, how to lead ideas from a range of different perspectives. And this really complements the liberal arts approach that we take here incredibly well. In the context of these immense technical challenges of the Clinic program and the expert mentoring, this pervasive care that students experience through it, students really do get the opportunity to achieve their best work, better than they know they could accomplish before each of their projects began. And this is why Clinic has been and continues to be the paradigm for collaborative projects like Carl called out before. Here's some examples over time. The history of Mudd, of students working on Clinic, working with external folks, internal folks, going through design reviews, and presenting their work at Projects Day this year, all with a focus area of creating better opportunities for the people their projects are working to serve. So the Clinic program consistently demonstrates that the students are equipped to contribute meaningfully today. The outcomes of their work are a direct outpouring of their intelligence, their rigorous technical training, and all of the ways that our academic programs equip them and really train them, and I help them to identify critical questions and then to ask those critical questions, the questions that are really at the core of each problem that they're trying to answer. And this is all along the path of discovery and of creation. Through design thinking, students embrace curiosity, understanding the problems that are before them and the contexts in which they will be deployed, again, thinking about the systems in which students are actually doing the work. They engage in deliberate collaboration with awareness about their processes, about their approaches, about why they're doing the work in the way that they're doing it, as they bias toward action, creating futures that did not exist in the moment when they started the project. These ways of thinking, these ways of being, coupled with their technical training and a targeted focus of the impacts of their work, lead to opportunities for joy and discovery in doing the work and completing each of the deliverables. Now, I'd like to be clear about this topic of joy. That's not to say things are fun or easy. Many of us have gone through the refining process that is Harvey Mudd College, me included. Wish Eric Spute was here to make a face at me about being my clinic advisor back in the day. So hear me very carefully when I say this, that this is joy that is found in learning, in being tested, in creating, in failing, and in overcoming obstacles to make a meaningful contribution through their work.
The thing about Clinic is that you're really working on problems that have not been solved before. And so at that point, it really is up to the student to apply the right techniques and methods to figure that problem out. And what's really scary and what differentiates it from a problem on a problem set, for example, is that even your professor might not even fully know how to solve that particular problem.
I got to work with the nonprofit organization Global Health Labs to help them create a drug delivery device that they could implant into people to disperse the medicine. And its main purpose was for areas with limited health care. So it was really exciting, a really cool project.
I really look forward to working with them over the year to see what we can do together.
Clinic isn't just about the projects. It's about preparing folks who are equipped to be leaders. In Clinic, of course, there's no instruction manual. The organizations with which we partner deliver a challenge, but not the solution, and certainly not a path to it. Instead, students are situated in uncertainty, and this is really where we want them. As the projects start, they seek to understand the space, of course, voraciously consume information about the work, the spaces, past practice, analysis, anything that's been done before. As they negotiate all of the science and the engineering, the core technical details of all of their work, and they build structures to manage the project, of course, to track tasks and make plans, to organize the team based off of their goals for learning. That's part of the reason students are excited about Clinic. And of course, to leverage opportunities of expertise, where they've learned skills through past internships or research opportunities. Students quickly learn that there are challenges and obstacles. These may come from some of the technical difficulties that they're approaching. They may come from some of the human interactions. For anyone who's worked on a team, maybe you have some experience with that. They might come from the impacts of the work that students are critically analyzing. And through all of this, they are confronted with decisions that have to be made among a set of unknown possibilities. And even through all of this, they must forge ahead. It is in these moments of uncertainty that the students transition from being project staff, from being project managers, learning the technical details and organizing the work, to really emerging as leaders. They learn as individuals, they learn as teams to develop a vision for this work and the systems that will play out through this work, create strategies for realizing all of these changes that need to be made to achieve the vision. They align people through communication about the work, its vision, and its impact. They learn to motivate and inspire each other and the people with whom they talk about their work. And through it all, they keep people moving, the project moving forward in the right direction. By navigating this ambiguity, students learn confidence, resilience, they learn leadership in action, and leadership that they carry forward and continue to mature throughout their careers.
I got to take a variety of climate-focused classes at Mudd, but Clinic was the first time I saw a direct path from the work I was doing to a healthier planet.
Teaches you the skills that you don't learn in the classroom.
I would say that the Clinic program is very unique at Mudd, and it's one of the best parts of Mudd, and my experience with Clinic so far has been absolutely wonderful.
So beyond this, the Clinic program produces innovators, and entrepreneurial thinkers. Through their work in clinic, students face real constraints, budget limitations, high expectations. They practice risk-taking and they learn from failure. They must learn continuously and put their resilience and their persistence into practice. They communicate as they solve problems, as they manage, as they lead, and they do it all over and over and over again until they confront and surmount challenge after challenge as they innovate. This learning happens in projects across our portfolio, and it's further augmented by our growing partnership with a number of startup organizations across a range of disciplines. Students get the opportunity to create solutions for clean water, for medical devices, for tools for reproducibility and research, for systems that build toward therapeutic discovery, among a whole host of others. And it is through these partnerships and across all of the projects in our clinic program that our students innovate. Their work routinely results in solutions, publications, and patents, with approximately 8 patents from the work from last academic year alone. So our students stay busy and they create. And it is through these amazing outcomes created by our students here at Mudd, through the clinic program, that all of this amazing work happens. And our alumni carry their learning from this work forward and really quickly situate themselves as leaders and innovators in the organizations in which they work and the organizations that they create.
And one thing that I think clinic really teaches you is how to ask the right questions, how to stay focused on your final design objective, and how to plan everything out so that you can make sure that you meet those objectives on time. And that is something that I'll never forget.
As a corporate sponsor, the solutions that we're getting are fresh, they're unique.
I now know that I can tackle a project starting from ground zero, even if I've never been exposed to the concepts before. And I'll end up with a successfully completed project and a new area of expertise.
And now I'm thrilled that I can be a clinic liaison with my company, and we are sponsoring a project that is really important for us, and the results could be game-changing for us with our new product.
The training that the Harvey Mudd students get in how to think allows us to be able to not be tainted by things that were already done in the field that we're asking them to do a solution. And quite frankly, every time I've done a project, it always led to some sort of IP and patents. So I think that's a real tribute to the problem-solving nature and to, quite frankly, to the cleverness and the uniqueness of this kind of a program.
So clinic was deliberately designed from the start to situate students outside of themselves, outside of Harvey Mudd College, and to go about and have an impact on the world now. Clinic embraces design thinking and a bias toward action, situating students beyond talking about the work or thinking about the work, and instead stepping out boldly now and accomplishing work of merit and of impact today while they're at Harvey Mudd. The projects in clinic ask students to work on ambiguous, unsolved challenges, and now with approximately 2,000 completed projects from over 600 sponsors, Mudders continue to rise to the occasion. Because of this program, our alumni go out into the world to accomplish great things in energy, in health, in sustainability, in taking steps to solve the housing crisis. And in all of these areas, this tradition will continue as we mentor and equip and importantly challenge our students to lead through technical excellence.
The assignments that I tasked myself with and my team with each week were not problem sets. It was making meeting agendas for our liaisons, or drawing up sketches for new designs, or even browsing Big Master Car for parts that would provide solutions to some of the very niche challenges on our project.
And I got to actually work with a real client, and they would come to Mudd and we would interact and work together as a team.
It taught me how to think, and it taught me how to problem solve. And more importantly, it taught me that there's no one correct solution for any one problem.
I'm extremely grateful to the Harvey Mudd Clinic program for helping me become a versatile engineer who has the confidence and the skill set to solve any problem that comes my way.
I've also had the unique pleasure of seeing how some of these clinic programs work in other universities, and all I can say is that there's nothing that compares to Harvey Mudd.
So the theme of today is about bold futures, and if the question is what bold futures will clinic create, I've humbly got to tell you that I don't know. But I'm very, very excited to continue working on this with my colleagues. And I say, my fellow faculty members, the staff, and the wonderful students here as we co-develop the future of this work together in community. I do know that as we continue to challenge our students and to equip them and to mentor them all through engineering, through science, through math, all in this liberal arts setting with a focus on humanities, that they'll be equipped to solve problems that I cannot yet fathom. And this is at the core of what we do. And let me finish by saying thank you for your support for the clinic program, for your care of our community, especially of our students, and for working alongside us as we continue to train technically excellent leaders. And of course, call me about sponsoring a clinic project. It'd be great. Thank you very much.